Do you remember those spooky stories from your school days? The ones whispered in the hallways about ghosts haunting the old buildings? Well, I have one of my own. And this one is real. It happened back when I was in elementary school, in a building that was ancient even then. The classrooms had high ceilings, the floors creaked with every step, and there was always a weird, musty smell, like old books and dust. One afternoon, I was stuck in after-school detention. I'd forgotten my homework one too many times. The teacher in charge, Mr. Harrison, was a stern-looking guy who barely said a word. He just sat at his desk, grading papers, while I sat alone, staring out the window as the sky turned a gloomy grey. The classroom was on the 3rd floor, overlooking the empty playground. As the minutes ticked by, the school grew eerily quiet. The usual sounds of kids shouting and bells ringing were replaced by a heavy silence. Suddenly, a strange feeling washed over me. You know that feeling when you're being watched? My eyes darted around the empty classroom. Just me and Mr. Harrison. I looked back out the window, and that's when I saw it. Standing by the swing set, a small figure. From this distance, it looked like a little girl in a white dress. Her back was to me, and her long, dark hair swayed slightly, even though there was no wind. I squinted, trying to get a better look. Who would be out there, all alone this late? I nudged my chair, making it scrape against the floor. Mr. Harrison looked up, annoyed. "What is it?" he grumbled. I pointed. "There's a kid on the playground." He sighed, walked over to the window and peered out. He stood there for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then he just said, "There's no one there, get back to your work." I looked again, and he was right. The playground was completely empty. The swings were still. I must have imagined it. But the image of the girl was so clear in my mind. A few minutes later, I heard a faint sound. A soft, rhythmic creaking. It was coming from outside. I risked another glance out the window. My heart jumped into my throat. The girl was back. But this time she was on one of the swings, going back and forth, in a slow, hypnotic rhythm. Her head was down, her dark hair covering her face. I couldn't breathe. I just knew, this wasn't right. I whispered, "Mr. Harrison, she's back, on the swing." He didn't even look up this time. I said, "There's no one there. Stop making things up." His voice was cold, final. My hands started to tremble. Was I going crazy? I stared at the girl, mesmerized and terrified. The sky was getting darker, and her white dress seemed to glow in the fading light. Then slowly, she stopped swinging. And even slower, she started to turn her head towards my window. I wanted to scream, to run, to do anything but sit there, frozen. As her head turned, I saw that her face was a pale, blurry smudge. There were no eyes, no nose, no mouth, just a blank, terrifying oval. The detention bell rang, a shrill, shocking sound that broke the spell. I jumped up, grabbed my bag, and ran out of that classroom without a single word. I didn't look back. I sprinted down the empty halls, my footsteps echoing like drum beats. I didn't stop running until I was home. I never told anyone what I saw. Who would believe me? Years later, I heard a story about a little girl who had a tragic accident on that same playground, decades ago. They said she sometimes comes back, looking for someone to play with. I don't know if the story is true, but I know what I saw. And sometimes, when I pass by my old school at night, I can almost hear the faint creak of a swing, going back and forth, back and forth. Thanks for watching, and if you have your own creepy school story, share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange tales. See you next time.